Hello everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to do another coding exercises with respect to the local and global variable in the function setting. So we would like to write a program that uses a local program, a local variable for us to store the values entered by the user. So the program should ask the user to input two numbers inside a function called add numbers. So far we know that we need to define a local variable. We need to have a function called add numbers, and that add numbers is going to read two input variables from the user, and then calculate the sum of the two variables, two numbers in the add number function and display the result. Ensure the variables used in add number function are not accessible outside the function. So this is exactly highlighting the definition of the local variable. So to do that, we have two functions: a main function, which is going to call the our function here, our other function, and a void function that is called add number. So previously we learned how to ask a user to enter a number, how to store the number that is entered by the user, and how to do the mathematical operations. However, we are using a function to do that for us, to make the code cleaner. So here the int main function is very clean. We're just calling the function and nothing more. So these dirty parts are done before the main function. So now here we are applying the same concept that we learned before, like doing the mathematical operations and reading and storing the data from the user in a function. So using a local variables. So here, in order to do that, we have add number function, which is void. So it's not going to return any value, and there is no input for it because everything is going to be stored here. Instead, we could add some lines in the int main function and ask the user to give us the input value, like two numbers, and those two numbers could be input value for the add number function. For example, let me make it more clear. So we could have int a equals 10, int b equals 14, and then have a function like add numbers or whatever that was going to have a and b as the input variables. But here we are seeing error because this function is defined in a way that it has no argument as the input. Therefore, adding a and b here will cause some errors here for us. So that would have been another option to read and store the numbers in the int main function. But this could increase the complexity of coding in the input main function, in the int main function, and also make it a little bit, unclear. Instead of that, we are doing everything in add number. So here we are declaring two variables like x and y. And because they are defined in add numbers, they are inaccessible in any other function. So they are local variables. And we are asking the user enter the first number. We are storing it. Then we are saying that, okay, enter the second number, and then we are storing it here. Then we are having another integer here that is called sum, and we are assigning the x plus y into that sum integer value, and then we are counting, we are printing the output saying that the sum of x and y is the sum here, which will be the value of the x and y. So let's see how it works first. So it says that enter the first number, I would say 10. Enter the second number, I would say 25. So it says that the sum of 10 and 25 is 35. So here it is asking the first number, storing it, second number, storing it, do the calculation, and printing the output. However, in order to show that this was a local variable, if I uncomment this line saying that directly please print the x value for us, it says use of undeclared identifier. Why? Because x was already defined here as a local variable, and in this function it is not accessible. If we are talking about one x here, we need to define that x here, okay? And if this x is defined here and we are printing something here, like let me just put 50 here, and let's comment this part. So this printing syntax is going to print this x and not this x, okay? So because they are local. So this is how we need to be. As you see, when I commented this part, exactly the error came back because it says that use of undeclared identifier. There is no x declared in the int main function. If we are meaning this x, it is not accessible from this main function because it is a local variable for the add number function. So we learned about how to do the mathematical operations, how to do our calculation using different functions to keep the int main function more clean, and we learned about the concept of local and global variable. Thank you for watching.